All right, guys, Steve here. And the purpose of this little video is I got my Amazon budget English wheel today, and it came in this little box, and it was like, oh my God, that is so little. It's a Stark, and it looks pretty cool there. So after I bought it, of course, I read the reviews, and the reviews were horrible. So I wasn't not expecting a lot when it got here. Just to apologize, I have 3 projects going on right now, so my garage is an absolute mess. Anyhow, back to the point. So I got it, I mounted it on a vise, which they recommend, and I just assembled it. And I tell you what, they have a lot of good points. The upper wheel, incredible amounts of play, And the bottom piece, look at this. You can't even think about any kind of a precise product with crap rattling around like this. So, as delivered, this thing is a complete piece of shit. So what I intend to do is I'm going to shim the upper roller so that it's true. And then I am going to shim the bottom piece so that it's true. The thing I don't get is, why didn't they do it? I'm just basically going to find some sheet metal, and I'm going to shim it down the side like this. I'm just going to shim it so it'll track straight. And then I'll either I will make some washers to fit in here to steady that wheel up. Because that is just, look at that. I mean, that is just garbage. Look at the play. That's probably 3/16. I mean, why would you even make a product like this? Another 50 cents worth of parts, and it probably would have been a really nice little unit. I did, just for the hell of it, run some steel through it, and I tell you, it's not horrible. It seems, it seems sturdy enough for mild steel, because you're only going to do aluminum or steel. I mean, we're not doing 1/4-inch plate here. It actually works. I mean, obviously. So a decent product, once you work on it a little bit. For the life of me, why don't they just do these minor things and it would be a really good tool? But in this profit over everything day, they probably didn't want to tax the 10-year-olds in Malaysia that made it. Anyhow, I will do the required adjustments, and I'll be back, and I'll give you a review after a little bit of work. Peace. All right, we're back with installment 2 on the Stark English wheel. Basically what I did, I put a Teflon washer on the inside of the wheel. At the same time, I noticed that the pin and the diameter of the bearing in the wheel are incorrect, so that the wheel moves up and down. Not really worried about that, because once you adjust it and get the metal in there, it'll push it up and it'll kind of find its own level. Down here, I put a piece of 32 and a piece of 40, and basically that's solid as heck. So I will demonstrate, if I can get this camera to sit somewhere. Try that. I believe it's going to work fine. This is 22 gauge mild steel. Now, guess I should set it first. So it almost helps you that bearing is the wrong diameter. And obviously, you don't want this up so high that you can't ram it in there. And always wear gloves. I'm stupid, so I don't. So that you actually have to punch it in there a little bit. See, that feels pretty good. I can live with that. You know, the one I use at my work is much bigger. Also, I mean, that's actually doing the job. The other thing on these bottom guys, thing that irks me, remember I said it was vice mounted, and because I had to do this the way I did, I gotta tap it down until I shim it right. All right. This just falls right out. Why? Why? It's a lot of play in it. So if you don't want to spend $500 or $1,000 on an English reel, if you want a small portable unit, if you're willing to go to the hardware store and buy parts to make it better, it's probably a good deal, because it was like, what, $150? But $150 is still, you know, that's not nothing. So sending a product out like this seems to be China's way of doing business. If I were going to make these, I would have corrected it so that it functioned when you got it, but it wouldn't be $149 and no one would buy it. They wouldn't spend $250 on this. If it worked right, they'd rather spend $147 and then bitch that it's garbage. So on a scale of 1 to 10, as delivered, it's about a 5. Once you figure out how to shim it and make it work right, it's probably about a 7 for its size. And the guy that did a review that said these are sharp, these will cut your ass. I think, what, we got two radiuses are sanded a little bit, but the ones that stick up aren't. So you will F yourself up on this top. So I'm thinking of actually taking some polyethylene, use this as a pattern, and then make them out of polyethylene to sit them on top, because this, I can just imagine how bad these things will cut you. It's like a serrated knife. Anyhow, I hope this helps. If you don't have all these tools and all this garbage to pick through to do stuff, it's probably not a good deal. But if you're willing to put an hour or two into it to make it usable, then it is a good deal. So anyway, China does it again, I guess. See you guys later.